situation again. I don't know if it's going to help. Okay, so we were kind of going to talk about challenge groups tonight, and I know Kimberly did the Beachbody Champions thing, and I usually try to do this. I'm usually available for those because they're usually around lunchtime, and I'm normally sitting at a desk, and I do get a lunch break, so that's a little better. Not much. But Kimberly watched it. I'm going to have her talk about it because it was like tips to get your challenge groups engaged. And since we've been talking a lot about that in our little Voxer group and here and individually with you guys, because I've heard from just about everyone who has a challenge group that they're struggling to keep their people posting. And so I think that will be good. And then, so I'll let her talk about that in a second. And then I just wanted to give you the agenda for the evening. And then the next thing that we'll talk about, and maybe we should try to spend like close to 20 minutes on, is Tanya's phenomenal idea, just like deep thoughts from Tanya today about doing a challenge group based around a free 30-day trial. I mean, genius. I can't even say it all because I'm so impressed with the idea. Around a 30-day free trial of Beachbody On Demand, which I'm sorry, genius. Why corporate isn't pushing that, I don't know. That's like the best idea I've heard all day. So I want to talk about that and how we can delegate. Heather can't be on the call tonight, but she wants a job, so we can delegate one of the post ideas to her, and then yeah, I just think it's a great idea. And I said in our little voice in our Voxer thing, the only downside to it is that you can't sign the person up, because I've tried. You can't sign the person up for a Beachbody On Demand challenge pack. It's the only one they can't do. So they remain a club member. And then I don't know, actually. I've only done it after they were a club member, like a paying club member. So maybe if you cancel it before the 30 days and then you can do it, I'm not sure. But I think it's a great idea. I love the idea. I think we should do not 30 days though, because that doesn't give them an opportunity to decide if they're going to keep it or not. I would do like maybe 15 days and then kind of leave them to their own devices sort of thing. Like the 15 days is kind of how to use it, what's in there. Let's talk about what workout would be best for you. Oh, by the way, did you know about Shakeology? Blah, blah, blah. But I want to spend time on that. But I want Kimberly to tell us what she learned today about running awesome challenge groups, and then we'll move into that. And I do want to leave a few minutes for y'all to be able to share questions about your businesses. Okay.
Sorry, can you hear all that going on in the background?
It's okay, I won't know it.
It's our life. We've either heard it or are still hearing it.
I think Big Sister may have smacked Little Sister because Big Sister is in charge for a minute. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, well, that said, I think we should do less than 30 days just because we want to be able to manage the people towards the end of that 30 days, kind of deciding what we're going to do, what they're going to do, blah, blah, blah. So that's just my opinion. And plus, 30-day free groups don't run well. The longest one I've done was 10 days. I just forgot to turn off the oven. The longest group I've run was 10 days, and it was great. Actually, it was fine. It was an ab one. I think you guys, most of you, except for maybe Story, okay, we're either in it or part of it or something like that. And it was fine, but I remember somebody, it may have been in the refinery. We had to talk about it one time. May have run a 2-week group, and that did not go well because people by about day 11 start to drop off, and you're making all this effort to keep people engaged, and there's like no engaging them kind of thing. And I think it's different because they do have a product in front of them, but I still think in terms of keeping them engaged and keeping them active in the group, I think we have to figure out a good amount of time, but I think it needs to be less than 2 weeks. maybe 15 days. That's more than 2 weeks, but whatever. So we'll talk about that too. But okay, now Kimberly has a child on her lap that's quiet and she can talk. Okay, go.
Yes. So she talked about kind of the different, or distinguishing maybe between accountability groups versus challenge groups, because some people want the accountability, but they don't want to be challenged. So you kind of have to know your audience and know whether or not they're into, you know, a challenge, or whether they just need help with some of the other stuff. So, you know, thinking about how you're naming your groups can be helpful. She says that the last week of every month she does a Shakeology group, and then follows that up basically with she starts her challenge groups on the second week of the month, because then that gives them enough time to kind of get in the system. And I mean, I'm not sure that that is enough lead time. Maybe it is, but that's how she structures it. She talked about free groups, and that the kind of sweet spot for length would be 5 to 7 days. And accountability groups tend to be program length if they're associated with a program. Though, just as Kim was saying, if you're in a long program, then it's really hard to keep people engaged for, you know, 60 or 90-day groups. But she gave a lot of, and then she also has a graduate group. So anyone who has graduated from her first accountability group, she puts into a larger group, and that has really been super useful for kind of maintaining and creating additional, you know, business.
I'm gonna just interject something really quick. So a couple of things. One is I don't remember what one is, but two is that I've combined my regular accountability group with my long-term accountability group. I think when you have 15,000 customers, it makes sense. But when you have 400 customers, it's not enough to have both. And then the problem is that you have a challenge group or accountability group of your newbie accountability people, and they're like freaking crickets because nothing's going on because they're shy. And so you put all those new people into your ongoing challenge group or accountability group, and the old people are posting in there and being interactive, and then the new people are like, ooh, okay, I could probably do that too. And so it gets people going. And then number one was program length. I have not done a program specific challenge group ever because I never have enough. I have so many people that are all over the place doing 21-day fix, and then they're done with 21-day fix, and now they're doing size or, you know, whatever it is, but they're all over the place. And so instead of doing that, what I do is I do 30-day commitments. You commit for 30 days. If you say, if you don't say anything like I want to stay in or anything, I actually take people out. So, and that's every 30 days. So there's 30 days. It's really 37 days because I do 7-day pre, like you've been doing, Kimberly, 7 days of kind of pre-game, and then 30 days of the challenge group. And then I take off 7 to 10 days in between starting the next one. And so I think that works really well for big groups, but for small groups, I don't think that works. And we're all small groups here. So I wouldn't put all new people in together, because they'd be like, huh? And the old people in the challenge group, the graduate challenge group, which is all of my animals are in here. I'm sorry.
No.
Graduate challenge groups actually are more interactive, I found, because these people, because people have already gotten results.
You let them outside.
And so they hear that, and they see that, and they can even go back through scrolls and watch people talk about their great results and all that good stuff. So, okay, continue.
Yeah, I will say that I had one person that I had added to our accountability group who posted like once, but then she was like, there's just too many people. I don't like the thought of 90, however many people seeing.
93 people in there right now.
What I'm posting.
A lot of them are coaches, but.
Yeah, and so for some people, that large group doesn't help them, you know, because they are going to be too afraid to post. But
yeah, and I've seen like Shay, even Shay, like Shay only does 21-day groups. They're only 21 days, and they're done when they're done. She doesn't even have a graduate group. You either become a coach and you get into the refinery, or you're on your own until her next challenge group that she offers. And she even like closes the group out. See, I've never done that. I don't have enough people to do that yet. I think she does. So, but yeah, so I don't know. And everybody's different. And, you know, the other thing you can do is you can just kind of gauge your people and say, hey, I feel like I've got 5 21-day fixers. Let's do a 21-day fix group, you know, and then you can do that because that might work too. But anyway, go on. Sorry.
So she had some different suggestions for, you know, what you want to do in your groups. This is probably a review for everyone, but it was helpful for me. Obviously create value, you know, every time you post, create value, educate them. You're building a foundation of trust so that they will continue on their journeys with you. You want it to be fun, and you want to build a sense of camaraderie in your group. And you do want to help hold them accountable for their goals. And then, and I can't remember which coach this is that did the live video, but then she also will private message people just to kind of poke at them a little bit to see if they'll engage. And I have a couple in my group right now that I definitely need to poke. They said they were going to do it, and they're not on Shakeology or anything like that, but they had all the stuff and all for a 21-day fix. So, but I haven't heard a peep from them, so I'm going to check in on them. And then she just, you guys probably all know all these themes, but she had specific themes for each day of the week. Do you want me to go through those real fast?
Yeah.
So, Motivation Monday, either posting a motivational quote or something that you've been reading from in your own professional development, or a video, you know, really with this live video stuff. I mean, it makes us that much more accessible, and it's that much more, you know, I'm right there. I'm not, you know, typing. It's not it's just one more level of getting in their face. And that's just kind of my opinion. It humanizes what we're doing, I think, on a really neat level. So Motivation Monday, Tasty Tuesday, so posting a recipe, posting a video of you preparing something or a different way of preparing something that comes in, you know, maybe one of the challenge packs or whatever. Wednesday is Wacky Water Wednesday, and she actually does this pee prize. Essentially, that's what I called it, pee prize. So basically, like every time you have to pee, and I know some women that wouldn't be able to do this, but if you have to pee, you do 10 squats and then you go pee, and then you basically get a point for doing that. And I'll get to the prize thing later. Thirsty Thursday, so that's where you post your Shakeology. You may post a special recipe for Shakeology, and then asking your challengers to also post in the group or across Facebook. Fitness Friday, and then Spotlight Saturday, so where you maybe spotlight, you know, hey, the performance line has been picked up by Ironman, or you spotlight a particular ingredient in the Shakeology, because I do have a couple of people in my group, for instance, that are not on Shakeology, so I'm just kind of poking, like, oh, I love my Shakeology so much, oh my gosh. And then Sunday is Sharing Sunday, and that's where you share like your meal plans for the next day. And And then in order to kind of spur on the group and get people posting, and also people posting not just in the group but outside the group, she does a lot with little challenges. She has her participants keep their own score, you know, trusting them to be adults and honest. But basically, it's like if you post in the group with a picture, you know, I know, Kim, you do sometimes like sweaty selfie, you know, where they would earn points, like 2 points for doing that. And then if they posted on their regular Facebook and then tag you, then they would get 5 points. And then at the end of the challenge group, you know, wrap up, then they could, you know, earn some sort of a prize or whatever. So I think that this coach found that was helpful. 3 more points. Make sure to recognize big achievements. You know, use PicMonkey or Canva or any other app that you're doing to, you know, maybe try and highlight, you know, where people really are making successes. Kind of like, you know, Kim does that with the coaches that are, you know, getting it done or, you know, increasing in rank or whatever. And then making use of the Coach Online office for ideas of what to post. I mean, I am basically cutting and pasting for the most part directly from the 21 Day Fix challenge group template. And I mean, that's been so helpful for me just for my first group. So anyway, that's kind of the sum of it, I think.
I have two things I wanted to say. One is unrelated, but if I don't say it, I'm going to forget. Story and Tanya, you guys do not show up in my volume reports because you're not on my legs, either my right or my left leg. And I know you're not getting recognition from your upline coach, and I would love to recognize you. So if you're over 100 PV, will you send that to me on Fridays? So if you're over 100 PV, send it to me, because then I'll recognize on Tuesday or Wednesday. And I want to recognize that, but I can't see it. And there's no way for me to find it out unless you tell me.
Well, I'm probably not getting any recognition because nothing is happening.
No, he's not recognizing. He hasn't recognized regularly ever since I've been.
Okay.
So it's.
I mean, I get 100 PV just from my own order.
That's okay. That counts. If you get to 100 PV at the, you know, you find out on, you know, Wednesday night, basically where you are. So if you want to message me on Thursday or Friday and tell me, hey, I was, you know, 120 or 570 or 810, you know, whatever your PV is, just send it to me so I know, and then I can recognize you. So
that's a weekly thing then,
that's
right?
A weekly thing. Yep, absolutely.
And I can personally recognize story. I think it's good whenever, you know, I mean, like if I have somebody recognizing me, so if you do that, that's great. But I can recognize story as her upline. I just didn't think to do that because I hadn't seen it done.
Well, and you don't. I mean, it kind of feels weird sometimes to recognize one person. So, not really, but I can recognize until you get enough, and you can say, okay, I got it. You know, until you get enough going. That, you know, your downline's big enough that you can recognize 2 or 3 people, because every week you're gonna be like, yay, story, story, you know, which is great, except for that, you know, I think it might be good for a little while if I put both of you on our recognition.
Okay.
But you just have to let me know, because I have no way of finding out. Okay.
Those reports come out on Thursday, right?
Well, Thursday morning is when you start over again at 0. And so you can look at the previous weeks on your volume report and see what your total volume was. Not your team volume, your PV. That's what I want to know. Your TV is the percentage of the points that go towards my volume, like everybody above you. So I don't need that. I need your PV, personal volume.
Okay.
So that's retail sales and your own purchases. Okay.
Upline?
What's up?
They have a different upline?
They do have a different upline. They have the same upline that I do, but they're on a different leg. They're on his strong leg. I'm on his weak leg. So I don't see anything that goes on over there. So, okay. Sorry, it's unrelated, but I just don't want to forget, and I don't have a pen to write it down. Okay. So back to challenge groups real quick. So Kimberly, that's the same way I started to with posting, is getting ideas from the Beachbody stuff. That didn't help. Trying to make the lighting better, but it's just not working.
It's okay, you look fine.
And so what I do now, okay, so, and I'm not meaning to scare anyone by telling you this, but it's very, very helpful. And nobody told me to do this. I just did it on my own by accident, and it turned out to work really well. Is I might go copy a whole bunch of stuff. Like I asked Shay one time, I'm like, I'm having crickets in my group. Can you help me? And she's like, yeah. Hold on just a second. I need to tell Frank something. I won't yell at you guys.
Kimberly, I have twins that are 24, right?
Yeah, you told me that once before.
Yeah.
I can't believe you have kids that are that old.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm that old.
You are not that
Well, when my mom was my age, I had already met my husband, so
right.
Yeah.
I'm just an old lady mama.
All right. So, okay. Content wise. So what I do is, I will build content based on, I'll go to those challenge group guides and then just kind of like make them my own, but I have I kid you not, I have, 3 years, 12 I have 36 challenge group guides that I've made myself that I do all on a spreadsheet, on an Excel spreadsheet. And I sometimes cut and paste them from there, but most of the time I make them my own words or my own ideas. And then I'll go find pictures on, whatever, Google. And then I save them all in one file that I have called challenge group. And then I'll put in the Excel, I'll put the post, and then I'll say, morning snack pick. And then I'll have morning snack pick in that file. And then I just cut and paste from the Excel and then upload the picture. But what I try to do is I try to stay 2 months ahead. So right now, I don't know why my numbering is this way, but right now I'm on challenge group 2016, number 14 is the one I'm currently working on, but I'm using number 11 and I'm 5 days away from finishing it. So I think sometimes people get really stressed out. The reason I'm telling you is some people get really stressed out when they have to post something in those challenge groups, and then they end up, cut and pasting something that doesn't sound like them. And if your people know you, they're going to go, that's cut and pasted, that's not Kimberly, or that's not me, Kim doesn't talk like that, and so I feel like if you're ahead of the game and you spend whatever, I spend 30 minutes a week getting more content for my challenge groups. And so if you stay ahead of the game, it's never an issue. And then if you go out of town on vacation and you're still going to post in your challenge group, but you don't have to work on it. It's just there and you can just cut and paste and go. So there's never an excuse to not have content for your challenge groups, because I think that's I was looking at two coaches on my team that I was looking at last night, looking at their challenge groups, and there's no content. All they had was accountability posting. And I think that content actually drives people to become engaged because the content is engaging. I mean, I've watched yours, Kimberly, and your content, even if it is from the 21-day fix group, is engaging. You want to read it. And your pictures are funny, and your live things are awesome and a riot, and they get people interested. So I think that content is super important. The other thing is when you get new people, they're going to start to back up and look at what's going on, and they want to be able to see that there's something there other than just I drank my water and I drank my Shakeology and I forgot to exercise. So people want to know that there's stuff going on, and it's a resource for people. And you go, you know what? If you go into the search box up there, you can look up Shakeology recipes and get all the posts that had Shakeology recipes in them, or so on and so forth. So I think the content is really important, and I don't ever want you guys to get stressed out about it. If you ever do get stressed out about it, send me a Facebook message. I'll send you an entire Excel. You'll have to find your own pictures, but I'll send you an entire Excel spreadsheet of posts. And you'll need to find your own pictures, but whatever. I have tons of content, so don't ever get stressed out about content. But don't be nervous about creating your own. And I think those challenge group guides are a great starting, a great place to start, because they clearly have good ideas. It's just you need to make them your own. That's all. So, well, I'm glad that was good. I'll probably go listen to it later, over the weekend or something, or when I'm driving back and forth.
What are these? Okay. Apparently, I don't know what this video is that you watched today. What is it called again?
I'll show you. So let's do a screen share.
Beachbody champions.
Are you not in that group, Tanya? So I'll show you. You can just go request to be added to it. Look, there's Kimberly.
Oh, Maria.
You see you? Let's see. Here it is. Beachbody Champions. Oh, whoops. I was commenting. Dang it. I was leaving a comment for you. Now I'm not. Now I'm leaving the page.
That's me, everybody.
They do this once a week. Sometimes more than once a week. They'll either do a Zoom, or they'll do like a live chat where you put questions in the Facebook thing, and then they will there it is. Dang it. And then they'll do they'll do a video, and she'll do it. So it's right there, Rock Your Challenge groups. So you can watch it whenever, but just go and add yourself to the group, and then somebody will say, sure, you can be in, and then you can do it. Okay, sorry. We are way off course. We have 10 minutes left. All right, so real quick, but this is all super important stuff, and I think, I know Kimberly's game to start her own. Rachel's doing one of her own. Heather's doing one of her own. I bet Tanya's either doing it or going to.
Done it, but I don't have anybody this month, so.
So, this is a very good topic that probably needs to be talked about again. But back to the free group, what kind of time, how much time do you want to do it for? What do y'all think? How many days?
I was just going to, if you think 15 days is better than 30, I was going to actually do like 20, because then give them that week to try to get a hold of them to see if they wanted to continue on and go buy a challenge pack and go into my next group. But you've been doing this longer than me, so if you think 15 days would be better, then we can do 15 days.
I do, just because I think at the end of 15 days they'll still be excited, whereas at the end of 20 days they might be like, Okay. They get kind of
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, we still probably do about 3 posts a day. We don't want to overwhelm them with all of us doing a post, but definitely want to get them to try to, I want to kind of set a level of expectation as well to this. And I've done one of those woofu or whatever forms where we can find out what is their goals. And so that would be something, there's going to be a few more requirements than just, hey, you want to be in my free clean eating group,
Right.
So I was thinking maybe setting that expectation a little bit higher, since they do have to go sign up to get the account. But what I want to do is truly try to get them to understand the culture of Beachbody. So do a lot of directing them to the Beachbody club stuff. So they're going to have access to, and I probably need to know more about what there's access to on the Beachbody club, but meal plans. So I want to be able to highlight. So one thing I would like somebody to do, maybe you, Kim, because you probably know more about Beachbody Club than I do right now, but highlight what the features are.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course have them pick a workout, or figure out kind of, because they can do P90X, I think, on that. That's there. Right?
Kimberly, I've used Beachbody On Demand a lot, and I know Kimberly's pretty familiar with it too. So maybe she and I can tackle that aspect of it, the club and the what's really on here, because what I do with all my customers that sign up for club membership for the 30-day free trial, specifically because they want to do Beachbody On Demand, is I give them a tour. I get on the phone with them and I go, okay, get on the computer, let's go through it. Because there's so much content in there and so much value in there, it's ridiculous. And if you just log on and you just go, you don't even know where to start. And there's so much stuff on there. So maybe
people can't always just jump into
right.
CDJ.
Like you talked about that today. Sometimes there's just too much equipment. But Kimberly and I can talk about that, and maybe talk about the appropriateness of workouts and figuring out what workout's best for you and who's appropriate to do what and where to find certain things. Maybe we can do it with screenshotting and that sort of thing, or little videos, because Kimberly seems to rock at that. So maybe she and I can do that. And then
I already have a video tour. So I'll let you see it, Kim, and see what you think. But I made it because I just knew that, because I had a few people that wanted to do the free trial, and I'm like, you guys don't even have a clue.
No, so, you don't. I mean, that's the thing.
You know what I think we need to do, Kim, and we can talk about this, is actually find suggestions of workouts that isn't necessarily CDJ, but stuff that aligns with kind of that schedule. Yeah. That is maybe a little bit more accessible, or like a couple of different options.
What's CDJ? I'm sorry.
Challenge du jour. It's so every day of every day they have a schedule. So, and I can't remember it, but it's like every Monday is cardio, every Tuesday is upper, every Wednesday is lower, every Thursday is cardio. Every single week's like that, but it jumps around from P90X3 to 21 Day Fix to Beachbody Live trainers to PIO to Insanity Live. And it's all over the place. The Hammer and Chisel, Body Beast, and if you throw a brand new workouter into something like that and go, okay, do Body Beast, enjoy, have fun, they'll be like, what the heck have I gotten myself into?
Right.
Whereas, what I like to point people to on there is Shilling Extreme. Kimberly, we did that's the first one you did on there. And
second,
Brazil butt lift. Very accessible, very doable, relatively little equipment, blah, blah, blah. So, but that's a good topic for us to address. And, Kimberly and I can manage like the virtual tour part of the website, because I use it a lot, and I know she does too. And then
I'll probably learn from it.
What's that?
I said I'll learn from it.
Yeah.
Stories will probably will too.
And then, Tanya, whatever you want to do, and then we'll assign Heather a topic to do too. And I'll tell her. Yeah.
So maybe that's something we can brainstorm on Voxer, some different topics, but I do want to open up the mic for Story to see if you have any questions, because you've been quiet.
I'm just listening, taking it all in.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to add or input?
Well, the only question I have about doing the Beachbody On Demand Challenge group is, do y'all find people like, well, I'm getting it free, why would I want to sign up for anything other,
Well, it's only free for 30 days. And then...
Right. But do you find that they'll want to join a challenge group after that, or they're going, well, I'm getting these workouts for free, why do I want to go buy one?
It's the hook.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm just curious.
It's the jab, right hook. I think the thing is that the majority of people that I've had that didn't do a challenge pack, that just said, I really want to do the 30-day free trial.
Right.
They've all said, this thing's awesome, I'm keeping it. And
that's good.
Some of them have eventually gone on to buy challenge packs, because then they'll be like, okay, I have a friend right now who's doing it, who did a Max 30 workout, and she's like, I love Max 30. And I said, conveniently, it's $10 when you buy Shakeology this month. She's like, okay, I want to know by the end of the month. I don't know. And, I don't know if she's going to do it, but, they might want to add and keep in touch with these people, because if they want to add the premium content, a T25, size, country heat, whatever it is, 21 Day Fix, whatever, if they want to add that premium content, that's when you can do, what, look, that's great that you want to do that, but here's the best deal. Challenge pack.
Okay.
And then they'll still keep their club membership, but then they'll get the addition of Shakeology. And if they've been paying attention and been doing the workouts, they're going to get a ton of, Shakeology, because they talk about it in the workouts, after the workouts, And so, but yeah, let's Voxer about different topics and who's going to do what. But, I think since the two of us have a lot of experience with the website itself, we'll just do that part. And then, but I think we need nutrition. And Tanya, that might be, you seem to be really good at that.
Okay, I'll do nutrition.
And then maybe we can give Heather Shakeology.
Story's good at nutrition too.
What? Motivation. Like just kind of general motivational.
Yeah, we need one of those too.
Well, Story, you're really good at nutrition too. You've just got through reading that whole book on of the autoimmune. So there's a lot of good stuff in that. Do you want to do nutrition and I go for motivational stuff, or?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, that's awesome. We have our assignments. Okay,
So maybe Story and Heather could work together on nutrition.
I love it.
Absolutely.
That's good. I think it's going to be awesome. I think this is going to be one of our best groups yet. And then the next meeting, let's talk about how we're going to message that to people, how we're going to message the messaging for promoting it.
Okay, so I was thinking to go ahead and start promoting now and start on June 6th.
Yeah, I like June 6th. That's good.
Okay, so maybe we might want to.
Let's box her then about promote, because I was thinking about it when I was driving home today about the messaging for that and how we can talk about it and sound like it's something that's a huge value. This is a huge value.
You're basically getting a Beachbody Challenge group for free.
And 5 coaches.
Yeah.
One